Hi, I'm Nigel Chivers, and I'm really concerned about the environment. So much so, as I mentioned in my other video on electric vehicles, I just went and bought a hybrid recently, thinking that I was doing the best thing for the planet for my carbon footprint. Turns out that, as I said in my other video, you have to really look to see where that electricity comes from, if it's from green sources or from burning coal. Because if you're just buying electricity that's being produced from burned coal, not very good for the environment. Similarly, you have to also look to see where the battery is going to be recycled. Is there any provision when you buy that electric car or hybrid that the car manufacturer has thought about where that is going to be refurbished, recycled, or repurposed? Imagine just in 2017 alone, there's a mound of batteries, 250,000 tons. 250,000 tons, that's astronomical. And that's what right now we're facing, and there's no way of doing any of the recycling, refurbishing, or repurposing, because they don't know what they're going to do with them at present. There's some small endeavors, like we have Toyota. So, repurpose is one way to do it, and Toyota in Japan is pairing up with solar panel manufacturers. They're putting the things together after they take out the battery, after it's defunct, and it still has about 80% of the life left into it. So they take the solar panels, and they make a product that they give to 7-Elevens in Japan. So a wonderful program where you repurpose a hybrid battery, an electric car battery. Then you also have recycle and refurbish. So the best thing would be to refurbish it. Some of the manufacturers have actually looked at their batteries, and they're actually making some sort of provision right now that in 10 years they're going to look at it and know how to refurbish it and put it back into the vehicle, which is best for everyone, because you don't want to be putting lithium back into the ground because it's poisonous. The other thing, recycling, everyone would love to recycle these things, but they're made so well that they're sealed up. They cannot actually be opened up easily by people. They're very dangerous, they explode, they leak, they're toxic, and they produce gas. So you don't really want to be having a lot of people in a factory opening these things up. What you want to do is have a robotics factory, and you want it all automated. The big problem right now, as it turns out, is every manufacturer is making their own batteries. They're making them different sizes, different shapes, and there's no standard in the industry. So you can't really have a huge factory recycling all these things and opening them up and reusing them all, because there's no standard in the industry, and that's what I think we really have to work on. And then digging further into this, when you make a battery, most of these vehicles are using lithium and cobalt as the two main ingredients of the one cathode, and the other one is just graphite. So when you're making these batteries, you got a lot of cobalt in these batteries, and turns out that there's only one main manufacturer in the world of cobalt, and it's in the Congo, and they utilize child labor of all things. Who knew, right? So this is a very huge ethical issue, that we're using batteries in electric cars which are produced by and large by the Congo by child labor. So that's something that we really got to concentrate on, these three things, because we don't want to be making new cobalt. We want to be using the cobalt that's already in the batteries and refurbishing and reusing them. So we got to find out a better way of doing this. So I would suggest that next time you go out and buy an electric car or a hybrid, you ask that difficult question of the manufacturer: what's going to happen to this battery when I have to refurbish it or take it out in the next 10 years? Do you have a plan, Mr. Manufacturer? Because by asking those difficult questions, you will be putting them on the spot to actually do something, and if we all ask that question, they'll understand that we're concerned enough that even though it might not be commercially the best thing right now, they'll have to make it commercially the best thing, and they will take steps to make a recycle or refurbish solution. And I'm Nigel Chivers, and I thank you for listening.